Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So I here have the Samsung Z Fold 3 5G. Samsung's third attempt at the amazing folding screen smartphone concept. Guys, Samsung hasn't sent me this phone, so I have no obligations and I'll be totally honest about this cutting edge one of a kind of smartphone and tell you all the compromises you'll have to make if you decide to buy one. So let's get right on with the video. First, the front screen. Now this is really a great screen, vibrant AMOLED screen with 120Hz refresh rate and just a hole punch for the camera, so you get the complete screen without much interruptions. But the biggest problem is with the aspect ratio. This is a tall and a narrow screen, which means everything looks squished together. Apps, websites or anything else which you try to view on it feels totally squashed. It really feels like a phone from the pre-iPhone era. This fact is glorified even further when you try to watch videos. You get huge black borders to the sides. And yes, you can zoom to fill in, but you lose about 40% of the viewable content if you do so. And don't even get me started on the on-screen keyboard. Even after using this for nearly a month, it still feels very uncomfortable to use. Now for me, this is the biggest compromise of this phone, as in this closed form factor, this is the actual phone mode of the entire device. So when you're on the go or when you want to use your smartphone with one hand, when you want to quickly text or check social media or even make phone calls, this is the mode which you're going to be in. You don't really want to open the phone all the time, and in most instances you won't have the luxury of using your two hands, opening the phone into tablet mode and then working on it. So in this phone mode of the smartphone hybrid, you'll have to make the biggest compromise. Moving on, the hinge. Again, amazing engineering here by Samsung, making it feel premium at the same time maintaining the aesthetics. Plus, this thing is water resistant now. But for the compromises, yes, this is water resistant, but not by making it airtight. But Samsung actually coated the internals with waterproof coating, which means this thing is not dust resistant. So I really would hate to think what a bit of pocket lint or any other dust which can easily get through via the openings will do to this phone. And after spending 1,600 pounds on one, I really don't want to worry about this thing getting damaged easily. And if you're on a holiday, on a beach, don't even think about taking this onto the beach. Leave it in your hotel room nicely logged in and go to the beach without it. Now let's unfold this. Again, cutting edge technology. Can you believe that this is a glass which you can fold as well? Really feels like it came out of a sci-fi show. One of a kind, and Samsung truly deserves credit for taking up this idea and keep going at it. Well, this is their third proper try, right? Again, the screen, very bright, very vibrant, AMOLED display with that amazing 120Hz refresh rate and the first of its kind under-screen camera. This really is super futuristic. But as a concept, let me come to the compromises. Even before you experience this cool folding display, Samsung slaps you on with warnings. Not to use sharp nails, not to apply too much pressure on the screen, not to accidentally trap anything in between the fold, and the ultimatum, not to remove the screen protector which is already applied on this folding screen. With so many restrictions and warnings, I feel that this should be a concept and not sold out to consumers. Again, I'm really worried about the durability of this phone and would honestly not recommend spending 1,600 pounds on this, because for that money, guys, you can get the iPhone Pro Max and an iPad covering you with both the tablet and the phone requirement. Now, more compromises with this folding screen is that crease. Actually, I am impressed on how hidden this gets during darker scenes. Sometimes you hardly notice it, and when the video which you're watching has got dark scenes, it really is almost invisible. So you can probably watch the entire Batman film without much interruptions from that crease. However, it is visible all the other times. There really is no way of not noticing it, and when you run your fingers navigating the phone, you certainly do feel it. Not just that, but there is this weird distortion when viewing text or apps or websites which overlay on top of the crease. Then again, there is that weird aspect ratio. YouTube videos are alright, you get like a decent bigger view, making the content more enjoyable. But with Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and all the latest movies, you get huge black borders. And it gets worse with apps. See, most apps are not optimized for the screen resolution, and I don't think developers will even bother to optimize it considering the adoption rate of this smartphone. So apps like Instagram, TikTok, they stick to the center of the screen, giving you the standard smartphone view instead of the tablet view. But with the added bonus, you'll have the crease to contend with. Now Samsung has this advanced feature under their lab settings where you can fill up the screen, but when you turn it on, the apps are forced to fill the screen, which means you lose a lot of content. I really don't like this mode and I turn it off. Even websites don't give you that full tablet browsing experience, especially in the portrait mode, as this still is classed as a mobile size, so you get worse blown up versions of mobile view of the websites where things appear pixelated, as once again they're not optimized for this size. Things do get better in the landscape orientation, as you can see full desktop versions of the websites. However, in almost all cases, the screen feels a bit too small to navigate using the full desktop view of the website. Like here, check the menu links. They are small and it is kind of difficult to get the right one without zooming in a little. Moving on to cameras. Now, the traditional cameras are all good, 3 at the back and the hole punch camera on the front. They're all pretty good. But they are just good. They're not the top-end cameras which you get on the iPhones or even Samsung's own Galaxy S22 phones. Paying £1,600, well, that's again a compromise. You're not getting the top-end cameras. Then there is that cutting-edge under-screen camera. You probably have heard this from all the YouTubers. It is not good. As a concept, it's super cool and futuristic, but there is a lot of software correction happening when you use that camera. So you're better off using all the other lenses for selfies, including the back cameras. Yes, there is a way to do that. So this under-screen camera, I'd suggest just use it for video calls. Next, let's look at usability. This phone is essentially 2 phones stacked on top of each other. That's how thick it is, but surprisingly, it's not too heavy. And that tall aspect ratio makes it easy to hold and grip it correctly. But if you have to open it, you need 2 hands. You really cannot use just 1 hand to open it. Well, you can try, but it gets awkward. And just in case if you forgot to cut your nails, then you might be in for a nasty surprise. Also, closing this is a chore as well. And the most convenient way is the most dangerous way as well, because you have to rest your fingers on the screen and then fold it, which feels natural. The hinge does really stay on, so you need to apply a bit of pressure. So the only safe way I found of closing this device is by resting one of your thumb on the top edge of the left half and the other thumb at the bottom edge of the right half, and then applying pressure to fold it. And one more thing is that, guys, this phone will not work with your traditional car mounts and tripods as it is too narrow for them. Finally, the battery life. There is no good news here as well, guys, because this thing is powering 2 high-definition screens with high refresh rates, and one of them being of a giant size as well. You really can kill this phone from morning to evening with moderate usage. So guys, see, I'm not against Samsung. Actually, I love their phones, especially their displays. You really have to give them credit for experimenting and innovating where the general smartphone development phase is stuck in a time freeze at the moment. But with so many compromises, that too for such a premium price, this thing is not worth it at all. I know the Z Fold 4 is around the corner, and the question is, will it fix all these issues? See, I highly doubt that the technology is advanced enough in a year's time to address these shortcomings. What is the ideal folding smartphone? Well, in my opinion, at the moment, price, build quality, aspect ratio, and optimized apps is what will get us closer to adopting these foldable smartphones. Not sure if these are going to happen, but anyways, here's to hoping, right? So that's all for the video. What are your thoughts about this, guys? Do you agree with what I have said? If you have any queries or if you have any comments to make, please do drop them in the comment section down below and I will try to respond to all of them. If you like this video, guys, and if you've enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up button so YouTube algorithm will push my content to more viewers out there and I can keep making these videos for you. Also, if you have any suggestions or if you want to see any videos in specific with this phone, please do let me know and I'll make them. Also, one more small request, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, support me, and I'll keep making these videos for you. And as always, thanks a lot for staying with me until the end. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.